what I've got going on here today is I'm going to be doing turkey burgers. I've got some nice, just farm fresh kale. You can see this is dinosaur kale or Tuscan kale, and it's, oh, this is my favorite kale. And I also have some Brussels sprouts. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some steaming. But remember yesterday when I told you about the chicken, that you've got to brown it and then you bake it in the oven? Well, I am going to do the same thing here with these veggies. So I'm going to start off in my frying pan, and I'm going to put a little bit of oil. I'm going to just put whatever seasoning, like on the kale, I'm going to add some, oh gosh.
Ginger and garlic?
I'm going to add ginger. No, not garlic. Shallots.
Shallots.
So I've got this shallot ready to go. I have these little crushed ginger squares that you can get in the freezer section at Trader Joe's, and crushed garlic. This makes it real simple for you and adds a really nice flavor. So we're going to add oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to add the garlic to the turkey burgers, and we're going to chop up a little bit of fresh shallots into that, and then we're going to have the shallots in with the kale, and then we're going to put a little of our ginger in there, and then we're going to put the lid on there and let it steam to finish so that it has a nice, it's soft. And what the thing with the vegetables is that 70–80% of it is water. So if you leave the lid off, then it's going to evaporate. But I'm going to get these turkey burgers, and we'll go into that in a little more detail. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. I'm like losing my my momentum here. So remember yesterday we did the micro mist, 20 micro mist to 2020. So I'm going to pump it up, and I'm going to spray right here. And I've got my little griddle going here to do our, turkey burgers. I'm going to put that to the side. And then I'm going to sprinkle, because I like to toast my spices. So I'm going to put this down so it kind of gets kind of toasty. You can do this in a frying pan or if you have a griddle. So here's my beef. I'm not really using beef today. What I'm using is ground turkey. So I'm going to stick a little bit of this garlic in here. I don't use a lot of seasonings in my meat. I kind of like to have it be,
Show them the cover of that and tell them where you get it. Because it's so. Oh, you did? Already the garlic?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm tripping.
She's tripping. I'm going to take part of this shallot, and you can do yellow or green bell peppers diced really small into this. I think I did that last time. I'm putting the shallots in it today. A little garlic, a little bit of shallots in here. But yellow onion, red onion, bell peppers. I'm going to maybe add a little dill to it. I have some fresh dill. So, just enough to give it just like a little bit of flavor, but not too much. I got my little fresh dill from yesterday. So I'm going to hit it with a little bit of dill. Okay. And I'm going to kind of mush it up. Now, you're dealing here with poultry. Anytime you have meat and then you're going to do veggies, make sure that you wash your hands well and with soap and water, and you clean up your whole area. So you don't want to mix this too much because it'll make the burgers tough. So I'm going to bring it over here. I think you can still see me. And I'm going to roll out like a meatball, and then I'm going to just go flat here. I would say these are about like 2 ounces. And while these are cooking, I'm going to do our veggies. It's going to go really quick. Now this will be good for a couple of days. Everything that you make can go 2 to 3 days. And I like to make extra because you never know what's going to happen. You may think, oh, I have plenty of time to make this tomorrow, but you may not. Or you might go for a walk, want to go for a picnic. I know it's hard right now with everybody sheltering in. You're not getting out a lot. But Hopefully you can go for a walk or a picnic or something with your friends. We've been doing that. I see people sitting on the street with their garage doors open, putting their chairs, waving to neighbors as you go by. Kind of cool. Okay. So I had about 2 pounds of meat there. 2, 4, 6, 8. I got 12 of these little burgers going on.
Oh, we have a question. So Cindy, do you add the spices when the oil is already hot or before?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, all right, so I'm washing my hands. Washing my hands. And I kept my meat in the bowl. So I'm going to switch cutting boards now. Because I do not want to cross the camera. So I'm going to go to a small cutting board. Okay, so somebody asked, the question was, do you put your seasoning on when the oil's already hot? It doesn't matter because it's going to toast as the oil comes up. So I'm going to add my salt, a little bit on the top. So I cook them like on a medium heat. Some people like more spices than others. Now I'm going to turn on my frying pans for my vegetables. Now Brussels sprouts take a lot longer than the kale. So what I've done is I've sliced these up into 3 pieces. I don't know if you can see that's thin, like I sliced them 3 ways. I wonder if I have one in here that's not done yet. Yes. No. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here. Very little, just so it doesn't stick. You want to make sure that your turkey burger gets to 155, 160 degrees internal temperature, and then I let them sit for a minute and they even out. So this is kind of heating up my pans. I'm going to put the shallot in with the kale. So I'm going to let that toast up a little bit. Throw that in there. I said I was going to put a little bit of ginger in here with the kale. So ginger and shallots kind of give it kind of a different flavor. Not a lot, maybe like 2 cubes. I like to experiment too. So this is gonna cook down a little bit. So with my Brussels sprouts, I'm just gonna do a little bit of salt, and I really like dill. I like dill with my Brussels sprouts. Looks like my burgers can be turned. Oh yeah, nice and brown. So you can use, if you have one of those plug-in, like pancake or griddles. And you can see, I don't know if you can see the color there, kind of browning them up. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side. This is going. I'm going to take this now and put my Brussels sprouts in here. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to give these a little color. So I'm going to put a little bit more of the spray on top. Just enough to caramelize the sugars that are naturally in here. So when it starts to get a little colorful, then I'm going to put the lid on it and I'm going to steam it the rest of the way. So now we've got our kale. So on your kale, make sure that you take it and you're going to strip your kale first, because you want to get this hard part out. Doesn't taste good. I'm not a big fan of the stem. I usually eat everything, but that's the part I won't eat, is the stem of the kale. But make sure you stick it in your food waste bin. And if you don't have food waste, it can go, all of your veggie stuff can go right into your green bin. Some of the cities do allow you to put your food waste right in your green bin. In some cities, they don't want that food in there. But your green, anything that's green can go right into that green bin. Okay, my burgers are going, my Brussels sprouts are going, my kale's going. I got this going. You can also, chef and on, I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute with this kale. I had quite a bit there. Gives me something to do while I'm talking to you. So my topic today is about it's not a moral issue. Our food, our processing of our food, stress, how we don't deal with stress, how we do deal with stress. That's why when you guys are working with Rose, you know, it's just part of it. The food is part of it. Exercise, getting out in the air, nature, getting outside, as opposed to just going to a gym. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back over here. I'm going to stir this up. And I'm starting to get, I don't know if you can see that, my Brussels sprouts are starting to caramelize. Okay? So once I get them a little more colored, and you can adjust the seasoning to what you want here. I just have a little dill and salt, but you could put garlic here. I'm going to take all of this kale now, and I'm going to pop it in here. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to give it a little heat, kind of brown it up just a little bit, give it a little flavor. Keeping it in the pan is the challenge. My favorite saying, my husband used to say all the time, Cindy, don't let the perfect get in the way of the good enough. Just keep going. If it's not perfect, it's okay. Just pick up where you're at. If you make a mistake with your food, or you go off the reservation and you have that big hot fudge sundae or whatever, you know, pick yourself up the next day. Get back on. It's not a moral issue. We are being driven by our biochemistry. So says Dr. Robert Lustig. If you get a chance to read the Fat Chance Cookbook or Hacking of the American Mind, you know, we've been pursuing pleasure. And what we want to really do is go for happiness. Okay, so this, you can see it's wilting down. Right here is when I put the lid on it. And I'm going to let it, turn it on low. And I'm going to let it steam up first. So this is sauteing and steaming. Same thing now with my Brussels sprouts. They've caramelized, so they're on the outside, they're a little brown. On the inside, they're hard. So you can't eat it right now, but you don't want to leave the lid off so it evaporates because it's going to dry up and they won't be tender. I want them to be tender. So this is the part where I steam. So I'm going to have it be low and it's going to steam up. My burgers, on the other hand, are doing fabulous. They're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, you are going to so enjoy this. Now, if you wanted to put a little salsa on this, make yourself a little pico de gallo, which would be awesome. Okay. I'm going to check the internal temperature right now. So we are at I'm going to turn everything down a little bit. We are at 125 degrees. We are doing good. We are so awesome.
I'm just going to bring this over here so that they can get a little bit of a better
Oh, yeah.
look
So
on what's going on here. Let's see.
So can you see how green and vibrant this is? This is done. It's got a little bit of that good flavor there. This is done. Bright green. You want everything to be bright. I'm going to just stick it right over here now. Done. I'm not going to put the lid on. Right here. It's now steaming, and you just let it just, delicious, delicious. So you're gonna let that go. That is done. Burgers are almost done. Okay,
Cool.
it's like, how fast is this?
So fun.
How amazing is this? So I wanted to go into a little bit more detail on what you could do. So if you put your greens down and you put your burgers, probably 2 of those little burgers on your greens, you could have 3 ounces of the kale, 3 ounces of your Brussels sprouts, then you put your burger. You could chop up tomatoes and onions and a little cilantro and put a little spice in there, a little cumin, a little oregano, and make yourself like a pico de gallo. You can put that right over the top, and all of those flavors. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering right now. But it's pretty amazing. And everything, we talked yesterday, just to kind of go over it, we talked about prebiotics. Everything here, right here, all these veggies, they are feeding that good gut bacteria. Those are prebiotics. And if you're doing a lot of prebiotics, you really don't need the probiotics, because the prebiotics are actually making it yourself in your own gut. That's what comes from all of this stuff here. So moral issue, it's not a moral issue. When you go off the reservation and you start eating a lot of processed food, a lot of sugar, your body, it makes the hormones go crazy, your cortisol. Rose will explain all that stuff to you. I kind of know what they're talking about in terms of food. So, you know, Dr. Lustig and Rose have studied all of this. What I do is I do practical application. I listened to what they said and I said, okay, this is what you're saying and this is what it looks like. So when we're together in the morning and we're doing the exercise, that's getting our heart rate up. That's working as a team. We're a family. Everybody you kind of see how James is involved with it. So we're bringing in the younger children, and I'm the grandmother, and then my daughter, and even the dog is running around. So everybody's kind of moving. And then later on, I hop on my bicycle and I go down and I play pickleball with some of the older people down at the tennis courts, which is so fun. I get on my bike, my little pink bike, and I ride home, and then we have lunch together. I put my lunch together for myself and my family too. But the influence that I have had in Rose doing positive things on our grandson, on my grandson, her son, has been amazing. If we really want our community to change, then we all need to move together. And you could see if you were part of our exercise, you know, I'm doing it the Nana style. He's doing jumping jacks, and I'm just moving my arm like that. But it's still getting my heart rate up and helping me to feel better. The goal is to feel happiness and to feel vitality, no matter what age you are, whether you're 10, 40, or 65, like what I am. So our meal is almost done. Yum, yum, yum. And these Brussels sprouts will get nice and tender, and they won't be dried out. They're still going. Our kale is really beautiful. Our burgers, I believe, are done. So if you start to feel that and you don't know how to get out of the depression, and you have a negative point of view on the world, and you're just overall, wow, nothing, it's kind of a gray day, I have to take a look when I have that happen to me. What did I do? Did I feed myself well? Did I get a good night's sleep? Did I stay off of the computer? And I don't mean checking your emails or writing papers, or I'm talking about gaming. And even as older people are playing all those games on there, as well as the younger people, and the technology is like taking over and mesmerizing us. So there's different things that you can do. Stay off the computer and the TV. Read at night, an hour before you go to sleep. Read at night. Play a game. Be involved with the people around you. Go for a walk. Do some stretching. Do some meditation. There's a way that we can take good care of ourselves so that we can pull ourselves out of whatever blues that we're in. But it's usually something that I've not stayed on my schedule with sleep or with my food or with my exercise. So I pretty much feel good every day because I have this discipline that I have, not just around the food, but around exercise, around sleep, meditation, and making sure that I'm speaking with other people and staying connected. That is one of the best things you can do for yourself. So we are at 140 degrees on the big thick one. And awesome, awesome. Looks like we are done. Okay, so I'm going to kind of put a plate together. Want me to put your plate together, Rose?
Sure.
All right. This is exciting. You don't do a plate.
I'm a bowl girl.
You're a bowl girl. Okay, let me go. All right, so I'm going to, and you
So
tell me what-
rebellious.
Did you want some rice, Rose?
Yeah, I did two, it's a 2 ounce.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
Okay, Rose is going to check it out for sure.
I'll have my food journal here in the
You've
kitchen.
got to write it down.
Oh yeah, I'm rice, pear, 10 veggie, 4 turkey, and then avocado for my fat.
Okay, so we're doing the 2 ounces of rice. It's good to write it down because you'll forget. And I always write down the amount too. Even though I always eat the same amount, I always, just to remind myself that things haven't changed. Okay, so I have my rice all done here. And then I'm going to put my kale. And we're going to go with 2 ounces of kale. Maybe 3. I'm giving you 3, Rose.
Okay, I'll take it.
2 ounces of kale. And then 7 ounces of Brussels sprouts. Yeah, these are looking awesome. Nice and brown. Make sure they're done. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now we're going with 7 ounces of Brussels sprouts. Keeping everything on here.
Cool. And I'm having a pear today. I'm a slicer. Long ways.
Oh, long way slice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm long
Whatever
ways.
it
She
was,
likes it like this. Boom, 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 boom.
Smaller pieces.
Smaller pieces.
Oh, Rose, look at that. Do you see the caramelizing on
Oh,
there?
yeah, Mom. I'm
Okay,
digging
got
it.
it going on. We got it going on. All right, and then we're doing 4 ounces of turkey burger.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see how many rows. So we're gonna go to, I'm gonna go like this. it's steaming as I'm putting it on.
Yeah, it's like going down in the, I know.
Yeah,
Can make
okay,
it
so we're
crazy.
good. Okay, row.
Cool.
Okay, can you guys see that? And can you imagine if you put some salsa on the top of there?
Oh,
Gosh, it would be so
fancy.
fancy. So there you go.
Bon appetit.
This is amazing. I'm going to take these burgers off, and I am going to have turkey burgers tonight. That's what's on mine. Okay, so for lunch today, so yesterday I fixed chicken. So I have the chicken here, and I am going to have these Brussels sprouts that I made fresh. So I have 6 ounces of rice, 4 ounces of chicken from yesterday, and 6 ounces of Brussels sprouts. Yay, I'm gonna have to put just a little this here, kale, to get me to 6 ounces, and I'm at 6 ounces. So here's my meal. And here's my salad. Remember, I prepped everything up yesterday, so this is really easy to put together. So in a half an hour, wow, we made turkey burgers and Brussels sprouts and our kale, and we talked about taking good care of yourself. So you guys have a great lunch. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning in our exercise routine. And then we're gonna, what are we cooking tomorrow, Rose?
That's a great question.
Great question.
I do not have it in front of me, so I do not know right this
Oh, you
second.
don't know, but she'll post it. So whatever it is going to be great.
Yep.
Enjoy
Okay.
your food. Thanks for checking in with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
There was one little question about the temperature. Well, so it's not chicken, it's turkey.
This is turkey. It's 100. You want to get it up to 165 degrees.
Right.
But if you stop at about 150 at the center, if it's 150, if you stick it all the way in and it's 150 at the center, it's going to be higher on the outside. So if you let it sit, then it'll go even. And you want it to be
Otherwise it dries out, right?
yeah, if you get it all the way to 165, then it's going to go to 180. So what you want to do is you just want to get it to about like 150, 155, and that's good. And then
Let
it'll
it
be
sit for
dried
like
out.
what,
And you
5,
let it
10
sit.
minutes?
Yeah, about 5 minutes. Let it just sit, evens out. You know, anything over 150 degrees is going to be fine. They just err on, it might say on the package to bring it to 165, but you'll be fine if you go over 150, 155. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.